Hello you absolute legends, welcome back to the channel. John here on a beautiful wintry day here in Lincolnshire. Christmas is fast approaching. There are 12 days left until the big day, and we're going to do something a little bit different. Over the next 12 days, a countdown to Christmas, a Jon Coupland Cars advent calendar of financial ruin, mistakes, rot and actual financial gains. Some good cars are on the way. Each day we will open the door of our mythical advent calendar of cars that have come and gone to the Jon Coupland Cars collection, counting down to my favourite and the one that I really wish I hadn't sold. Behind each door will be a different car, and we shall start as we mean to go on with number 12. And here it is then. Here is number 12 in the countdown. It is a 1.6 litre Rover 45 from 2004, the pre-facelift, by the way. And these photographs that we're looking at are the photographs that I saw the car for sale advertised with on Facebook Messenger. It actually popped up randomly on a Rover group local to me, and the car was less than 3 miles away from my house. The photographs made the car look very good. I did a quick MOT check and it looked very clean. Less than 50,000 miles, but quite a few owners. Messaged the lady that had it for sale and immediately went to have a look at the car, this being New Year's Day. I have a habit for buying cars over the Christmas period, so maybe I could pick something new up this Christmas. The photographs, as I say, make it look good. I'm aware that it's the 1.6 K series engine, and it was advertised for £400 with a head gasket fault. Well, you know what happened next. £350 I gave the lady. I drove the car home with minimal issue, saying that it was only 3 miles down the road, and there clearly was a head gasket fault because it tried to overheat. But I got it back on the drive, and here it is. It was very early days in the Jon Coupland Cars channel, so all I did with the car, video-wise, was we'll make a video showing people around the car. We'll talk about what happened to it and work that Dad and I did on the car in the video and closer to the end. But let's take a look at the car and have a look at some of the clips from that original video. You can see that I'm having a good look around it, and the car, once driving it home, does appear to be cosmetically in very good condition. Those alloy wheels, really nice and sharp and shiny, and wheel arches free from rust and rot. Now, like I've said in many videos, cosmetic damage to paintwork, to bodywork, Dad and I aren't very good at. We are not painters, but we can sort out mechanical problems, and one thing we struggle to sort out is things like rust. So I will always buy a car if it's cheap, if it's cosmetically very good and rot-free, and if it needs some mechanical TLC, well, we can do that. My initial walk around of the car is, by the way, on the channel, and I'll put the link to that in the description. You'll have to bear with me though, because I'm not as comfortable behind the video and the microphone in that video as I am, well, nowadays. Anyway, I got the car home, 1.6 impression, and the first impressions was very good. Very good indeed. Dad, okay with these because, as you know, or you may not know, he was working in the garage trade, working for Rover when these were released brand new. And if you haven't seen Rover 75 series on the channel, this actually predates that. You may not have known that I've had a K series engine and repaired well too prior to the Rover 75. The styling on the 45, being a 2004 and the impression model, had a few extra features, including this rear spoiler and reversing parking sensors. I'm not sure 100% if it was a dealer special, the impression model, but it had some mod cons and it had some base spec things as well. Headlining was good. Take a look at that. And the interior was quite good as well. Yes, door cards were sagging in the car. In fact, every single door card was sagging, but the interior velour, half cloth seats were in very good condition. Sadly, it was missing its original Rover floor mats. No idea where they went, but inside the glove box, there's the wheel cap removal tool, was the paperwork and the documentation. I could see that it had a timing belt at some point in its life. It had also probably had a head gasket previously. That centre console excited me, especially because I saw that it got air conditioning, which didn't work. What am I doing there? Fondling the gear knob and getting excited about cup holders. That quite flimsy and actually needed a bit of a repair. But overall, the car, as I said in the beginning, and as I said, was in very good cosmetic condition. I had a good look underneath it, and actually Dad had a good look underneath it when I had filmed this video, and it was solid, totally rust-free. Or so we thought. Find out by the end of the video what happened to it. Original keys, original fob, all the electrics worked, and as you can see, 46,940 miles. And I really loved those pre-facelift white dials, and look at that Viking ship in there. Oh, you can't hear the horn, but I pipped it there. There was an issue with the locking barrel. I think it was pinging out, and somebody had done a terrible repair. But in the boot, someone had also lost the parcel shelf. Spoiler alert, I managed to find myself a parcel shelf, if you haven't watched the video, and it was, I think, £15 locally, but I had a good old look around, and Dad and I went to a couple of breakers yards trying to get one, and then one magically popped up on Facebook Marketplace. There it is then, that was the problem. This is why this car was so cheap, because the head gasket had failed, and it had failed catastrophically. Somebody in its previous life had fitted an MLS steel gasket and not done it properly, I think, so it had failed. Those are the video clips then, and now we're looking at some photographs from the car. I gave it a good old wash and a good old clean and took it round to Dad's. So you can see it's in Dad's workshop, and Dad, I think, was quite excited about this one. He stripped down the head on the car that afternoon. He diagnosed that the head gasket had gone, the hoses were spongy, and actually as we were squeezing it, water was pouring out of the block. Like I said, no photographs of, no videos, beg your pardon, of us doing the work on the car, but you can see that Dad started to strip it down, and there is the cylinder head. And he was like a kid at Christmas doing this. And again, this was pre-Jon Coupland Cars YouTube channel, pre-Dad and I working on cars, and I'd bought the car because I liked it. I didn't buy it to sell. I bought it to enjoy and have as part of my collection. And at that point, Mrs. Jon Coupland was not as tolerant as she is now with me having multiple cars. I don't know how many cars are in the collection at this time, but as you can see, we did a timing belt while we were there at the same time. Fitted all new head bolts, there they are, fitted an all new multi-layer steel gasket, and kind of handy really, Dad doing this a couple of years before the Rover 75, because it helped him refresh his memory about doing a K-series engine. There's the old gasket, and it had just totally failed. There's lots of arguments and things on the internet about the K-series engine. I'm not going to get into the politics of it. Some people will tell me it's utter shocking. It's utter nonsense, the K-series engine. Some will say otherwise. In fact, let me know in the comments down below. K-series engine, a good engine or a terrible engine? I'd like to hear your views on that. So we repaired the car. Here's some more photographs from the repair, and it took Dad and I an afternoon once we'd got all the stuff, and gave the system a good old flush out and made sure we filled it with oat coolant, because I think that was part of the problem as well, people using wrong coolant in it. What happened to the car then? Well, at that time I was working with a chap who was driving a X-Type, a Jaguar X-Type, and it went bang. He knew I'd bought this car, and his father had worked previously for Rover and had had Rovers. You can see I give him a thumbs up because we'd done the job. He pestered me and pestered me and pestered me to buy the car off me, and so I did sell it to him when his Jaguar went bang. There were further issues with the car, and I felt quite guilty about that, which is why I do not sell cars to friends now. However, since July 2024, MOT has lapsed and it's been off the road. I fear it has been squished, but it did serve him well for a couple of years, 10,000 miles. Cheap motoring for the sake of 900 quid. So I made a little bit out of it. Dad made a little bit out of it, and he got a car that he could use with his family for a couple of years. I hope you've enjoyed this video of us looking around the Rover 45. What do you reckon? Should I have kept this one? Or did I do the right thing to let it leave the Coupland collection? More cars coming on the Jon Coupland Cars Countdown to Christmas. If you enjoyed the video, thumbs up please. If you haven't already done so, comment down below. What did you reckon? Was it one that I was right to get shot of, or should I have kept it? And if you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so. Till next time, have a great day. Thanks for watching. See ya. That's it for another video. Genuinely, thanks for watching, guys. You are all absolute legends. I've selected a couple more videos here for you that I think you might like. And don't forget, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do, to always stay up to date with what we're doing.